my bullet. It doesn't match.
Nobody wants justice for Charlie Kirk more than me. I emceed the man's wedding, worked with him for 10 years, considered him a brother, and I've done everything that I possibly can to uphold his legacy. It is a legacy of truth. It is why it is such an abomination to see so many people lie on the man's name. That's pissed me off, and I've broken publicly about it, given speeches about it. And here is a document that was filed in the Utah District Court, the Charlie Kirk case, that is causing a lot of headlines. There are two major headlines that have popped off from this document. One is 100% true, and the other was 100% false. And I want to talk about both of them. Tyler Robinson's parents and trans boyfriend will testify for the prosecution in Charlie Kirk's murder. That's what this document shows. That the parents who turned him in are going to say, my son did it, confess to it, that this is his rifle, that this is what he did that day. The trans twink boyfriend, Lance Twiggs, the transgender boyfriend, will also be testifying, most likely because he destroyed evidence, is potentially could get charged unless he cooperates with the feds. Not sure how much I'm going to trust the testimony, but I guess we'll see, and we'll have to see. But the prosecution is trying to delay this as much as possible. Obviously, this is a tactic. The farther you can get this out of the headlines, the farther and farther away you can get this beyond somebody having strong feelings or remembering that horrifying day on September 10th, then perhaps they could get a better trial for their client. And so this is a common tactic. They want to delay. And that's what this document is doing, because it seems now that the prosecution has an insurmountable and overwhelming amount of evidence. But then this headline hit the internet yesterday. Bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk does not match the rifle. Allegedly used by the suspect, Tyler Robinson, new court filing claims. Bullet used to kill Charlie does not match rifle. So what this headline alleges is that there were different guns that were used. A different gun killed Charlie Kirk, and therefore there's a grand conspiracy, and who knows who did it. But it definitely was. The feds are completely lying to you. They're in on the cover-up. Egyptian planes and so on, and it's all because of whatever, Iran. This is what the allegation of this headline says, and of course the internet went and went completely ballistic on this headline. Ooh boy, pull your tinfoil hats out of the drawers. Bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk does not match the rifle. This seems like a huge deal. Like if the bullet doesn't match the rifle, this looks like a Fed slop narrative falling apart. If the bullet doesn't match the rifle, then obviously there is a massive conspiracy here. And this demands that all of us now, storm the FBI, get all the evidence. But it's a complete and total lie, this headline. And just a basic understanding of ballistics would show you that. Okay, so let's go to the actual quote. Because if you understood what the underlying ATF document says about the ballistic, it says something quite normal, and any gun owner would tell you this. The underlying motion discussed a 4-page ATF report on the comparison of a bullet jacket fragment recovered during an autopsy of Charlie Kirk and the rifle recovered by law enforcement. The result of the comparison was inconclusive. It doesn't say it doesn't match. It says it's literally inconclusive. So the defense is effectively arguing that they need a chance to interview the ATF agent. Well, what is the ATF agent going to say? And by the way, I would be totally in favor of the interview of the ATF agent and to see all of the available evidence here. I think it's critical that we see all the available evidence immediately, as much as we possibly can. They should leak the evidence right now. A 30-06, which is the grain of bullet that hit Charlie Kirk in the neck, is known for fragmentation. The fragmented bullets often explode and shatter in real-world scenarios when they hit bone, when they impact bone, causing breakup and energy dump, rapidly expanding, fragmenting. This is common. And this obviously, when the bullet splits, hitting bone like spine, ribs and clavicles, causes the jacket separation and shattering even with tougher bullets. The high velocity means that it will shatter even more, and that you get the kind of wounds that, of course, we all horrifically saw. I mean, hopefully you didn't see it, but whatever. A lot of people saw the video on Charlie. These expand rapidly on impact, soft tissue often shedding lead core fragments. While the jacket may separate, this dumps energy quickly, larger wound channels. It reduces penetration. It even says here in the write-up that there's a real-world debate about this with Charlie Kirk. There's much discussion about the Charlie Kirk bullet fragments, that it was not a whole intact bullet recovered from the neck and chest area, where they recovered fragments but no exit wound. Critics questions how a powerful 30-06 could fail to exit. But because of the fragmentation that is common with this ammo, the impact of the bone causing the breakup and the energy dump, and the deflection and ricocheting throughout the body, as you can see in the footage, ballistic tests and hunter anecdotes show this. There's very plausible with certain loads, bonded bullets are more likely to exit, but that a 30-06 can produce massive temporary cavities with fragmentation, and the fragmentation stays inside of the actual, in a case like for hunters right here, right? For the hunters, the bullet actually stays within the animal. This is something, reduced penetration depths, no large exit wound is possible. The bullet breaks up entirely, especially after hitting dense bone. This leads to an energy being deposited internally. Hunters complain about this. So it's something normal, and this is a completely erroneous headline. They don't say it doesn't match. They say that it is inconclusive because the bullet fragmented, which is normal for a 30-06. Okay? But anyway, so when you see these headlines across the internet, I just want you to be careful, right? Bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk does not match the rifle. That's not what the report says. If the report said that, I think that would be like something very important. This is what the headline says, not the actual report. Don't fall for clickbait bullshit. Bullet fragmented. We know this all along with soft point rounds 30-06. It almost never is able to be matched because they are designed to expand and fragment. This is the actual quote, right? It says the results of the comparison is inconclusive, not that the gun doesn't match. But everybody's running with this, obviously, without actually looking into it, which is completely critical. It's not the same thing as saying the bullet doesn't match the gun. It's a small bullet fragment in bad condition. Stop it to everyone. It doesn't say that the bullet used to kill Charlie does not match the rifle. This is the defense claim in motion, not the final court ruling. Conclusive proof. Ballistics matching isn't always possible. What they're saying, and here's the community note, the ATF ballistics test on Charlie Kirk's autopsy was inconclusive compared to the suspect's rifle due to the fragmentation. It did not determine that a match or non-match, the post misstates, did not match. Correct. Yeah. Gun not being able to match means the bullet was traced back to the gun, wasn't the suspect's gun. Unable to match the gun means the bullet was so fragmented that they were unable to match the bullet to a specific weapon, including, it's very two different things. Yeah. So everyone's who knows a little bit about ballistics and firearms is calling this clickbait and trash, completely discrediting. Surprised that, honestly, this headline has lasted so long. Large accounts are sharing this with WTF, what's going on. That does not show that the bullet was not fired from the gun. It shows the bullet was too fragmented to confidently link it to any gun. This is not uncommon and does not mean the bullet didn't come from Robinson's gun. The defense attorneys are going to try and spin this as evidence that Robinson is innocent. This is what they're doing. So they're like playing a game here. It's important to remember the parents and the boyfriend, the transgender boyfriend, are testifying against Tyler Robinson in the trial. Okay. There's been some other news, right? You'll see that the sheriff who arranged for Charlie Kirk's assassin to turn himself in has suddenly resigned. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. But that's also a little piece of news that's out this morning. I'm not sure. I was in Utah recently, and I actually spoke with the guy who was there on duty when Tyler Robinson turned himself in. He said Tyler Robinson confessed to the murder. He was there with his dad. That's what he said. It wasn't exactly this guy. It was a different guy, a different sheriff. But anyway, Charlie stood for truth. Make sure that you are locked into the truth. It is critical to get justice for Charlie. It is critical to release all of the available information. It's critical to get justice for his family. And the way that you do that is full transparency and releasing everything. Okay? And that's what we advocate for 100% on this show and on this channel. Okay? And the faster they get this trial on, and the faster that we're able to hear all of the testimony and see all the footage, the better for the country and the nation. It's more than. See you.